The laughter cut through the air sharper than the winter wind, echoing across the polished glass of the luxury showroom. A poor old man stood quietly beside a gleaming luxury car, worth more than most people earned in a lifetime, his worn coat hanging loosely on his thin frame, his shoes scuffed and tired like they had walked too many unforgiving roads. People passed by with amused smirks, whispered judgments, and mocking glances. In their eyes, he did not belong there. What no one knew was that this very moment, born from cruelty and pride, was about to unfold into something that would leave everyone stunned, ashamed, and forever changed. Before the story goes any further, take a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of not judging people by appearances, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to support more stories that touch the heart. The old man had arrived early that morning, long before the showroom buzzed with customers and salespeople in crisp suits. He stood near the luxury car as if it were a memory made solid, his eyes tracing its curves with a quiet familiarity. His name was Elias, though no one bothered to ask. To the world around him, he was just another poor, invisible soul who had wandered into the wrong place. His hands trembled slightly, not from the cold alone, but from the weight of memories pressing against his chest. He had not come to beg, nor to admire. He had come because this place held the last thread connecting him to a life he once lived, a promise he once made, and a pain he had carried silently for decades. As the showroom filled, the whispers grew louder. Well-dressed customers paused to stare, some nudging their companions and laughing softly, others openly scoffing at the sight of a poor old man daring to stand beside such wealth. Salespeople exchanged glances, irritation flickering across their faces. To them, Elias was a distraction, someone who might scare away real buyers. They judged him by his bent posture, by the wrinkles etched deep by years of hardship, by the coat that had been patched more times than anyone could count. No one noticed the quiet dignity in his stance or the sorrow hidden in his eyes. Life had not always been this way for Elias. Once, long ago, he had been a man of vision and strength, a man who built dreams with his own hands. He had grown up poor, but he believed fiercely that hard work and honesty could change fate. And for a while it did. He had built a small automotive workshop from nothing, working day and night until his hands bled. That workshop grew into a company known for integrity and innovation. Elias poured his soul into every engine, every design, believing that machines could carry hope as much as steel. The luxury car now beside him was born from that very dream, a model he had once helped design with pride shining in his eyes. But life has a cruel way of turning its back when you least expect it. A business partner driven by greed betrayed him, signing documents Elias trusted without reading closely enough. Lawsuits followed, then debts, then loss after loss. His company was taken from him piece by piece, until all that remained were memories and regrets. His wife fell ill during those years, and medical bills drained what little he had left. When she passed away, the world seemed to empty of color. Elias sold everything to survive, eventually slipping into the quiet anonymity of poverty. Pride kept him from asking for help, and time erased his name from the story of his own creation. Back in the present, the tension in the showroom thickened. A manager finally approached, his face tight with impatience, gesturing for Elias to move away. The old man did not argue or plead. He simply nodded and stepped back slightly, his eyes never leaving the luxury car. That small movement sparked more laughter, more cruel amusement. To the crowd, it was entertainment. To Elias, it was a familiar pain, one he had learned to carry without flinching. He reached into his coat pocket and touched a folded piece of paper, worn soft with age, grounding himself as memories flooded back. What no one realized was that this day was not random. It marked the anniversary of the company's founding, a date Elias never forgot. He had promised himself he would come, even if only to stand quietly beside what remained of his life's work. The luxury car represented everything he had loved and lost, but also everything he had hoped for. He was not there to reclaim the past, only to honor it. Still, the humiliation weighed heavily, and for a brief moment, he wondered if he should leave, if disappearing would be easier than enduring another round of silent cruelty. Then, something shifted. A young woman entered the showroom, her presence calm yet commanding. She moved with purpose, her eyes scanning the room until they landed on Elias. Unlike the others, she did not laugh or frown. She looked at him closely, as if trying to recognize something beyond his appearance. Slowly, she walked toward him, ignoring the curious stares around her. Elias looked up, surprised, meeting her gaze. There was something in her eyes that unsettled him, a familiarity he could not place. The woman stopped beside him and glanced at the luxury car, then back at Elias. Her expression softened, and a quiet intensity filled the air. Without raising her voice, she addressed the room, asking why everyone seemed so entertained by an old man standing beside a car. Her words were calm but carried weight. The laughter died instantly, replaced by awkward silence. People shifted uncomfortably, suddenly aware of their own behavior. What happened next shocked everyone. The woman revealed that she was the current CEO of the company, and that the man they had mocked was none other than its original founder. Gasps rippled through the showroom like a wave. Faces drained of color as realization hit. The old man they had dismissed as worthless was the very reason the company, the building, and the luxury car existed at all. Elias stood frozen, his heart pounding, as decades of invisibility shattered in an instant. The CEO explained that she had discovered Elias's story years earlier while researching the company's origins. She had tried to find him but failed until this moment. She spoke of his vision, his integrity, and how the company's success was built on foundations he laid with sacrifice and honesty. She announced that the car Elias stood beside was modeled after his original designs, inspired by his belief that excellence should serve people, not ego. Tears welled in Elias's eyes as the room listened in stunned silence. The mockery turned into shame. People who had laughed now looked down, unable to meet Elias's gaze. Salespeople who had dismissed him stood stiff, regret etched across their faces. Elias felt something unfamiliar rising in his chest, not anger, but a bittersweet sense of closure. For the first time in years, his story had been seen, his pain acknowledged. The CEO then did something no one expected. She invited Elias to reclaim his place of honor, not as an owner chasing wealth, but as a founder whose legacy deserved respect. Elias did not speak, but his silence said everything. He stepped forward slowly, touching the luxury car with trembling fingers. In that moment, he was no longer poor or forgotten. He was whole again, standing face to face with his past and at peace with it. The applause that followed was hesitant at first, then overwhelming, filling the space with a sound that felt like redemption. As the day ended, Elias left the showroom with quiet dignity, not seeking attention or praise. What mattered was not the recognition, but the reminder that worth is not measured by appearance, and that kindness withheld can wound deeper than we realize. The people who witnessed that moment carried it with them, a lesson etched into their hearts. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment now to like this video, share it with someone who needs a reminder to choose compassion, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire humanity. Before the ending, we have a special request for you. Please comment below what this story taught you, or share a moment when kindness changed someone's life. Your words might inspire another soul reading them. Elias's story is a reminder that behind every worn coat and tired face is a life filled with dreams, losses, and unseen strength. The next time you see someone who seems out of place, remember this moment. Because, sometimes, the people the world mocks today are the very ones who built the world we stand in tomorrow.